Now then,
Alright,
we're the grass bugs.
welcome to the Wild Patch Podcast. Our new excuse to chat about whatever we want.
And obviously today we have our first guest with us, Mr. Mike Temple.
Hello there.
You may have seen him in obviously a few of our videos, but he's never really made a proper appearance, so we thought you're the best person to get on.
Dragged me on, finally. Here we are.
How's everyone doing today?
I'm not doing too bad. Got a bit of a chesty problem, but
Yeah, it sounds like we all have had that over the past week, to be
Yeah.
honest. Been coughing our guts up.
So if we do cough, we do apologise, but anyway, we thought we'd chat about how we all know Mike and how Mike knows us and all the things we've got going on. So take it back, 16, me and Mike went to the same college to do the same
Over
course.
10 years ago now, that's so depressing.
Yeah,
It's
it
like
is.
12 years we've known each other.
Yeah. I remember though, like we had that induction in college, it was like a week before you start the course. And like even in that week, me and you were just like instantly hitting it off and talking.
Yeah.
And then since then we've been obviously jamming together loads and
Yeah.
like, even in college the amount of shit we got up to.
I mean, the first week we had to learn Holiday by Green Day, and within the first week we were already turning the whole song into a break.
Yeah.
We're literally just like, you with the double pedal and a mic just screaming over the whole thing.
16 you make it
And
fun.
yeah, so that was in like week one.
it doesn't sound like he's have changed.
No.
Even just earlier, we synced up that well that we just stopped playing we stopped jamming a song, like halfway through the song, but exactly the same height because we knew we'd achieved enough.
We're just like, that's it, we got up to pure mischief back in college as well, like
Oh yeah.
there's a few photos which we'll ping up of me and Mike doing human pyramids in the
Oh yeah.
college corridors.
It's all fun times, bro.
Yeah, there's a photo when a mutual friend, John, was kind of giving us a dirty look, or more of a disgusted look because we were rather hammered on a party and yeah, that photo was a bit telling.
No regrets.
But moving on from college, obviously we stayed good friends. It's not like we hung out loads, but life kind of took over. I started working, you started working.
Well, yeah, it's just like a lot of people, like when you're younger, you just kind of like lose touch a little bit. But because obviously I've been working at the guitar shop for quite a while now.
Yeah.
Obviously, you being a guitarist and a musician, you needed somewhere to go. So that's how we almost rekindled after college a little bit.
Yeah,
and then we were like, oh damn, it's like, and then,
Yeah.
and every time you came, do good deals. I didn't say that.
No. Mike was the best person to go to if I ever like snapped a string while busking in town or anything like that. And obviously we stayed in touch. And then you were saying one day while I popped into the shop that you would, because we're all mutual fans of MMA, we all love the UFC and things like that. And you were telling me while I was getting the same price as everyone else, you were telling me that you were doing a fight for charity.
Yeah.
Which was kind of strange at the time because I knew a guy, James,
Yeah.
who was also doing a fight for charity, and I was saying, obviously, do you know each other? And
Yeah.
it turned out, well, I'll let you guys take it from here.
Yeah, it was interesting because like I was in the training and I didn't know anyone else at the training.
As didn't I. Like, I just went into it completely blind, not knowing anyone.
Yeah, like, and then suddenly I'm coming out of training, talking to Sean, and he's like, do you know a guy called Mike in there? I was like, I think I've heard the name being shouted out somewhere, but
I was like, dude, he's
Like-
probably the small one, like, you know, he's the emo cut, he's
Yeah.
got the tattoos.
yeah. And then like the next week went into the training thinking, all right, I'll look out for this Mike, and then saw him, and I was like, yeah, you're Mike.
Yeah.
You're Mike. Walked straight over, I was like, you know Sean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think from there, we all kind of came up with the idea, because obviously you guys were, like, how long was the training camp for your fight?
It was like, was it 6 or 8 weeks?
8
weeks, I think.
It was
8
8
weeks.
weeks,
But to be
yeah.
honest, we didn't really, I don't think we actually really hung out properly until, like, outside of that, until
Yeah.
after the fight.
Yeah.
Maybe
yeah.
the night of the fight, like when we had the fights at that sort of the black tie event, when we did the fights, was probably the first time we all spent proper time together, like the three of us, like, and actually chilled with you a little bit.
Yeah.
And then after that, we kind of then started like doing a bit of training together.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, we've done jiu-jitsu together, boxing, kickboxing. I mean, me and James done a little bit prior to the fight. I think he may have came over once before the fight to actually try and do a little bit of a training session.
I can't quite remember.
But obviously after that, that's when we really ramped it up.
Oh yeah.
No, we did do a training session because we both were talking about how me and you wanted to be matched up against each other.
and
we were talking about that.
We totally should have been as well.
Yeah, because we were the same weight class, man. We were about the same skill level.
You drew a massive short straw on that, because like James, I got probably the easiest opponent there, and a little bit about my opponent is that at the time, like, first of all, we were the first fight of the night. You don't get to choose that until like literally the event starts, and then like the fights are called, and like I was the first fight of the night. I was the first person to walk out, and then my opponent came out to Barbie Girl. That was walkout music. I was like, I've got to beat the crap out of this guy. But then, anyway, I did win by a unanimous decision, 3-round fight.
Yeah.
And I think I did pretty well.
You did. Watching it back, you did brilliant.
I think I did alright, yeah. Like, right at the beginning of the fight, my glove came flying off my hand, and the ref had to stop it once or twice just to put my glove on properly because my trainers didn't put, my coaches didn't put it on my hand properly. But anyway, after the fight, about a week later, I saw an article online, and it was a headshot of a guy that had committed manslaughter. And it is the guy had just beat up in a fight, in a charity fight.
Yeah.
Like he'd been done from like literally a couple months earlier in the year. He'd tried racing his car on a night time against another car, crashed his car, and 2 17-year-old kids died in his car. And he was out on bail. Did this whole charity fight thing. I beat him up, and then a week later he got like sentenced to go to jail. And he still had marks on his face from when I punched him in the fight. I was like, I beat up a convict, yeah.
I mean, that was a crazy night. Do you know what? Going back though slightly, I'm so glad that you guys didn't match up. Because obviously by this point, me and you were really close friends. I'd known you a few years, and just the thought of like 2 of the guys that are like I'm closest to going up against you. So I couldn't root, so it'd be like if you
I thought that would be
James.
I thought it would be.
I think that would have been such a good like thing for us to connect over.
Yeah, it would have been a great bonding
Yeah.
moment. But since then, actually going back to the training.
Yeah.
Because I remember one of the training sessions where I accidentally headbutted you.
Oh right, so yeah, the coach's son who was there helping out was like, we were doing wrestling drills and we were both on our feet trying to look how to take each other down. We were taking our time with it, and all of a sudden the young lad Jay goes, "Oh hey guys, hurry up!" And then all of a sudden we both try and run into each other, and you just headbutt me straight on the bridge of my nose, leaking immediately. I've only ever broke my nose, bloodied my nose twice, and that was the second time. And it was just completely, it got all of the mark, all of the clothes and stuff.
I felt so bad. I felt like the brain in something.
Yeah, it's fine. But we had some good spars, me and you, in that session. I mean, you got me in a good couple triangle chokes, and I think I might have got you in one choke at one point.
Yeah,
but I think
we both got the leg up on each other a few times.
But that's why I was so confident. I thought we're going to put this together. But you definitely drew the short straw. You ended up getting a fighter that had already fought a couple weeks previous. He'd already fought a couple times. He looked jacked as well. He was a ripped young lad.
He had like what, like half a foot to him?
Yeah, like I mean, he was a ripped young lad as well. Like I mean, like he already had a lot of experience, and he'd been doing it a while. This wasn't just his first charity fight like it was for us.
Exactly.
So you definitely you definitely drew the short straw there. 100%.
Because you did lose that fight, but if
I would have probably, if I had that guy, I would have lost that fight. I think any of the people in our trading course would have lost that fight. All of us were as inexperienced as each other, and that guy was definitely a lot more experienced than a lot of us. So
I'm just glad, like afterwards, when me and Sean were like talking to each other, he came over, had a little chat with us, and during that chat, what did he say? It was
he had to finish you fast because in the opening exchange you blitzed him so hard that he was just like, I cannot deal.
You lost like that first round was a good close first round, to be fair. Like, it was competitive. It was competitive.
It's just the fight back, I scored it for James.
Really bad that it's just like, it's so easy to get caught in one of those guillotine chokes, especially when you're up against the cage like that and they grab your head, and like just the positioning was perfect that he put you in. There was no getting out of that.
Taller than me, had that right under my chin, or under my neck, like.
A lot of people, anyone would have probably topped in that situation. So I mean, you put up a good fight, all in all, though, nothing to be disappointed about, really.
But so after the charity fight, obviously we go moving forward a little bit. We've done loads of training together. I'll insert another photo where James is looking like a white Kimbo slice and Mike's doing some chicken wing thing here.
On the hottest day of that year as well.
Yeah, we were rolling and sparring and beating living shit out of each other, so that was fun. But after that, somewhat shortly after that, me and James were talking about doing this channel, and we actually went for a bit of a test film day up Scarfell Pike.
Yeah.
Which little clips of that made it into our very first video, the first of many.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
So that is actually the
We can
first
see
video.
Mike in the background of that one.
Yeah,
I
it's the
think, as
first
well.
video that you actually
Yeah,
feature now.
probably looking like this.
Yeah, you weren't too good that day.
Yeah, sorry to drop you in it, but you kind of threw up
Oh
halfway throughout
yeah,
it, didn't you?
yeah, God, and that was like the first quarter of the hike.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't even halfway up.
No,
I think it was before the river crossing.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, God, to be honest, I skimped breakfast pretty. Like, I don't do breakfast that great. We stopped off to get breakfast. You guys had quite a nice, quite a nice filling breakfast. I skimped out. I had like a couple of bites of the chips or whatever I got. So I definitely regret not eating more before we went, because it was just like especially going over that river and everything. That river was crazy, going over and coming back as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was a lot of harsh terrain on that.
As well. We went right in the middle of summer as well. It was like August, and we went hoping for this beautiful day in the mountains of Scarfell Pike.
I was promised amazing views. I'm pretty sure I'll have a photo that I can put here if I do have it.
Yeah,
of how cloudy it was.
We saw absolutely nothing.
Yeah. That cloud coverage was
it was brutal.
insane.
It was pretty brutal.
Insane.
But I think at some point we are going to try and plan a future trip. We're not promising anything, obviously, but we're going to try and maybe get you on a video where we do go for an adventure.
100%.
We've already talked about that. So.
Obviously, we've gone to like Brim Rocks, but like we want to go further afield as well.
Yeah, and as
we
we
know
said
you're
with
gay.
Brim Rocks. Sorry, Luna's about to turn off the PC. Don't do that, Luna! But with Brim Rocks, we weren't exactly intending on filming that day, so it's not.
To be
like
honest,
we were in the
I didn't even know you were.
Like
it was literally a week later you posted the video, and I was like, it was filming the what?
Yeah, man, that's
So you're
just
very
me.
sneaky. You're sneaky, yes.
Ninja cameraman.
Ninja cameraman, indeed.
Ninja
Yeah.
cameraman.
And the video you were in before that is when me and James had gone to see you guys play at Rotherham.
Oh yeah.
Where you hadn't had a drummer. Again, we didn't tell you that we were even going to the gig.
No.
Never mind that as soon as we saw you, the first thing we were going to do is throw
a camera in your face.
That shot where you just go, oh, that is completely, you didn't know we was there on the camera or anything.
Yeah, and you're just like, how's it going? I was like, I've got so much to tell you. I've got so much to tell you.
So many problems turn off the camera.
Yeah, I'm just like, no,
okay.
no.
So obviously Mike is part of a brilliant band, Flatline. What's been going on with that kind of stuff lately, dude?
Yeah, just repping it here as
Oh,
well.
yeah,
just to
I
say,
am actually wearing merch.
Yeah, been doing good lately. Been playing some awesome shows. You know, kind of on the right trajectory to what we want to be doing. I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got just had a new single come out. Got some a new EP coming out later in the year. Some big shows lined up, and yeah. I mean, I just like making loads of noise. To be honest, I just like making loads of noise and screaming into a microphone. So, and that's what I get to do.
Yeah, man. Drop the name of that song.
The new song's called Break the Cycle. Came out a couple of weeks ago. It's got a music video on YouTube and it's available on Spotify, all your streaming platforms.
It's really
Make sure
good.
to check it
It's
out,
good.
guys.
And your boys are in it.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We do actually make an appearance.
The second music video they featured in. That you featured in.
Yeah, second for you.
Second for you, first for you.
Yeah, so I was in the video for Death March, and bit of a side story for those who don't know. So I've been injured. If you look at the Brim Rocks video, obviously I couldn't move my arm at all, pretty much. So I kind of got hit.
Well,
briefly,
before you brief that, let me say. So a lot of people let me down that day. A lot of my close friends who I've known probably as long as Sean, if not longer, let me down that day. Didn't come to the music video shoot after saying the word.
Yeah.
Sean did turn up with James. Sean and James both turned up.
Yeah, so on the way back from work that day, I had like 2 hours in between work and getting ready to go to this music video shoot. I was riding through the estates and basically I got very slightly bumped off my bike by a car, went flying, fucked my wrist, fucked my elbow, couldn't move it at all. I was in searing pain.
Should have probably gone to the
Should've
hospital.
gone to the hospital.
But instead, after all my friends let me down, still came to the music video, took his top off, jumped around and moshed like hell.
Got him more than dance.
Yeah.
Honestly, dude, the next few days I had to take off work, obviously, and like,
Yeah, I can
had his
imagine.
arm in a sling and everything, like, oh shit.
But you're an absolute trooper. I mean, you put a lot of people to shame that day.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was a good video.
Oh,
In
yeah.
all honesty, it was a really good one.
So it was like 12 to 15 hard takes of just jumping around and using every bit of energy you had.
Yeah,
It got so sweaty.
Oh, the
so
sweat
sweaty in
levels
there.
were off the charts.
almost
Yeah.
warmer than it is in this studio right now.
Oh, that is my
Have
water.
you
She tried to have a little look at the water. Sorry. Or share.
I was kind of really hoping that in between the takes that you guys would just be able to have some sort of nice poppy music on in the background. Just
Yeah.
like something.
He
that
should
is
have, to be
playing
honest,
it.
he should have, but yeah.
Yeah, just so that it kind of gives everyone that little wind down while everyone was having their cigs outside.
Yeah.
Or just getting the fresh air. Holy
Yeah,
shit!
yeah.
I still remember it.
You're thirsty.
So where are you guys playing next then?
So our next show, which is actually a festival that we got added to at the beginning of the year, which is in Newcastle at the Cluny. It's part of the 3-day festival. The first day is at a place called Little Buildings. The second day, which on the Saturday, which we're playing, is at the Cluny. Third day is at a place called Trillions. But on the second day, the one that we're playing, we were actually like third to last out of possibly like 10 to 12 bands on that day, and the headliner's actually pulled out, and the guy who runs it really likes our band, and he actually gave us the headline slot for this day.
that's
So
sick,
we're actually
that's sick.
we're now our headline in the festival for that day. It's called Mind Fest. It's for Mind UK, which is like a mental health organisation in the
You
UK.
say that runs September 1st
And
till the 3rd.
first to the third, and we're playing on the middle day, the Saturday, the best day at the Cluny. You really want that water, don't you? But yeah, we're actually headlining that, so that should be a really good show. And then I've got a couple more shows lined up for the rest of the year, a couple more in Newcastle, and we're actually doing a little 2 or 3 day tour. It hasn't been confirmed whether it's 2 or 3 days, but it's definitely going ahead in with a band called Dissonance. That's in like London, Brighton sort of area. Areas I've not played in yet, so that'll be a new experience.
Sounds like things are going really well.
Yeah. It's going in the direction I want it to.
So drop your social medias and all the rest of it on what's the band to follow?
So it's We Are Flatline UK on Instagram, which is one of the main forms of social media that we use to post a lot of our stuff. And Facebook, you'll find us.
I'm assuming through your Instagram you'll be able to
Yeah, you'll be able to find all our
Spotify.
links and everything. You just go on our Instagram, or you can just find us by typing in Flatline into.
We'll quickly pop that up there.
Plus, you guys have started your new TikTok as well. So
we started a little TikTok as well,
Yeah.
as it's the right thing to do these days.
It's got a really good one already up there, so I'm happy.
To be fair,
Like to plug that.
we started a TikTok, and I think since the TikTok video we've done nothing with it.
Yeah, it's hard to keep
Yeah,
on
it
top
is.
of all these things, but it's
it
definitely going. But I also sampled my new track that's coming out a little bit in a month or so to you guys earlier. I don't know what we thoughts on that. You don't have to say too much about it, but
like, I'm enjoying. I'm looking forward to the full thing, like how it's fully mixed and everything.
Yeah.
Looking
Yeah.
forward to the full release.
The riffs sickening as
It's-
always.
it's a pretty chunky one.
Yeah, as
So
always.
it's a pretty
And
chunky
obviously,
one.
without giving too much away, you said you do a little bit of the vocals.
Yeah, I've got actual vocals on this one myself as well.
I'll
I'll tell you what, she can have it.
It's causing
She's
mayhem.
battling for
It's
it.
fine, it's fine.
She's
I'm actually
battling
going to
for
have a
it.
cigarette now, but is that
No, that's absolutely
that's
fine.
no
You can have
problem.
a cigarette.
Anyways.
I'm gonna join you in that one actually. But we've been talking a lot, so we were thinking some sort of adventure day out for us. Me and James
Yeah.
were talking about possibly a camping trip as well at some point.
Sounds
So
Yeah.
sounds great to me. Sounds great to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'd love to actually go like wild camping somewhere.
Mhm.
So if we can find somewhere that's like where we can park up the car and then walk a little bit, and just find somewhere to
Yeah.
camp just out the side of everywhere, out off the main trail, so that we can experience that, and then we can get further with other projects as well.
yeah, the
Mm.
projects that we don't want to talk about too much on camera, but
No.
involve a lot of stuff. So
Yeah.
we were thinking maybe one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it needs to happen. You know, we all love that sort of stuff. We've always loved. Like, I think that's one of the ways we connect. You know, we like doing the like bouldering, rock climbing, and stuff
Yeah.
like that together. We've gone for quite a few sessions doing
Yeah.
that, which obviously we should totally do something
Yeah,
like that as well.
We've been saying that as well, especially with him like recovering.
Now
Yeah,
I've
no,
actually moved my
yes,
wrist and
yeah,
elbow and
exactly,
used
so-
it.
yeah.
But, you know, we have a lot of common interest when it comes to that sort of active, outdoorsy sort of
Yeah,
stuff. So you know,
definitely.
Yeah.
We're all
definitely.
a bit nuts as well. Even just
Oh,
looking at
100%.
Broom Rocks, like look at
Yeah.
how, like some of the photos that I've got where you're at the top of ridiculous
Yeah.
rock
It's
faces.
almost slipping off like 20-foot drops and stuff.
Yeah, but that's just what lads
Standard
do, isn't
day.
it?
Standard
Yeah.
day. Easy.
But even outside of all the adventure stuff, like obviously we've got such a common ground in music, and obviously that started just with me and you. But lately, I mean, we should have filmed it. It's so annoying that we didn't, but we're thinking about doing it again where we've sat down and kind of come up with little riffs together,
Yeah.
and you've added bass lines to
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
and we were thinking at some point maybe make a little 90-second.
I think
video
that was
actually
you
write
know,
something
from
together.
the stuff we've already kind of like from that one little session we've already kind of done. We came up with something pretty solid, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Like we had a concept. We were like, should we do like a punk song? And we kind of come up with like a nice punk riff. We were like, how do we start? So like, James on the bass would be perfect. So it's like this rustic sort of bass line, and it kicks in with the drums and everything. You know, I think we built that perfectly for
And
like
then
a nice fresh start. On
There was
something.
that little glitch as well, right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Of the recording.
Actually,
Yeah,
I love the song.
It sounds
So,
like canon.
some accidents really work to be honest, but you've already kind of got some concepts in mind that you've kind of already kind of pitched, and
Yeah.
I think immediately me and Sean having a musical mind for this sort of stuff, like we could hear the floor that you kind of was spitting, and it just we had stuff in mind that works. So
I go,
I think-
I've got this riff. I've got
I think you'll see something surely, including me, with a session of doing that 100%.
So long story short, this is obviously why we have Mike as our first guest, because we've got so much in common, and we know that, let's face it, if there is going to be a guest that's going to be on the channel regularly, or at least regular enough where you're going to see the face, it's definitely this crazy
Get used
mofo.
to me.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to be sticking around.
Yeah, obviously don't expect him every video because boy doesn't have time, but we were thinking, I don't know how much of our videos you've seen, we've recently done an indoor challenge video where we were playing darts and bowling and doing a shooting range and things.
Yeah.
We were thinking maybe next time I'll actually have either a special guest referee or maybe a competitor.
Yeah.
Mr. Metal Mike Temple himself.
I think I'd be down for that 100%. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's winner stays on, in my opinion.
Oh, that sounds like definitely a winner stays on
stays
kind
on.
of situation.
Yeah, exactly. So the next one be you versus Mike.
Oh, I'm up for that.
Yeah.
Me versus Mike. And you heard it here first.
Yeah.
New video idea on the podcast.
Don't know when it's going to come out, but it's an idea.
Yeah.
It's out there.
That's the great thing about these podcasts. Obviously, hopefully this is the first of many. Hey, reference to the first video there. I didn't even mean to do that. But hopefully,
with the flow.
yeah. Hopefully this will be the first one, whether it'll be with guests or if it'll just be me and yourself just talking about anything that comes up.
Reviewing stuff and all sorts.
Yeah, as I said at the beginning, it's a new way for us to talk about whatever we want.
Yeah.
So we may have any topic that's tickled our fancy during the time between podcasts, or anything that's a hot topic where we're like, oh, have you heard about this?
Yeah, exactly.
So I think there's more to come from this podcast. The Wild Patch will come back.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll explore whatever's been planted in there.
Hey.
Well, we want to say a big thanks to our first guest, Mike. We do appreciate you. We know we kind of dropped this on you as always. Like, hey bro, you coming around? Can we film?
And I just said yes, 100%.
Yeah, because we were meant to even message you yesterday saying like, oh, are you the day before we were thinking of messaging and saying, oh, are you sure you're still okay for it and everything, and then we forgot. And then yesterday, it got to the evening time, Sean was like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to message him. Forgot.
Yeah.
And then we got back to the house and I was like, oh shit, I'll message Mike now while I'm remembering.
Well, as I say, man, we really appreciate you as the first guest on the Wild Patch podcast. And if you have enjoyed this podcast today, make sure to hit that like button.
Yeah, and if you want to see more from us, make sure to hit that subscribe button.
And if you want to be notified when these videos come out, ring that bell. And as always, guys, much love.
Peace! You were present for it.